President Biden is decrying anti-Semitism that's seeping into a number of protests out on college campuses. Here's what he said just moments ago.
Do you condemn the anti-Semitic protests on college campuses?
I condemn the anti-Semitic protests. That's why I've set up a program to deal with that. I also condemn those who don't understand what's going on with the Palestinians.
President Biden's comment comes after Robert Kraft, a prominent donor of Columbia University and the owner of the New England Patriots, blasted the school, saying he is no longer confident in its ability to protect its students and staff amid the ongoing pro-Palestinian protests, and suggesting he could withhold financial support from his alma mater. CNN's Polo Sandoval and Shimon Prokupecz are both in New York for us, watching what's going on. Polo, first to you. Tell our viewers what you're seeing now.
So this is you could call it a fairly rare perspective at the moment. That's because the Columbia University is still under restricted access guidelines after last week's operation, together with the NYPD, led to the dismantling of an encampment here on campus. But that led to another one, which is what you're looking over here, Wolf. This is still technically the heart of this campus, where we've seen, I was here a couple of days ago, there were no tents at this particular, the Gaza Solidarity encampment, but you can see the result now. This is a peaceful assembly of these students here, and we have not seen or heard any indication from Columbia University officials that they plan to once again turn to the NYPD to make their way on campus and then remove this encampment here. We'll see if that changes. But what's also we've picked up on here is there's been intensified fears among some Jewish members of the school, reporting that they feel uncomfortable. One student telling me that felt intimidated as well because of what he described as anti-Semitic language in some of these demonstrations. Now, to be clear, we have heard from some of the main student groups organizing this event, and they have actually been, through a statement, trying to really distance themselves from what they described as non-student protesters, calling those individuals quote, inflammatory individuals who do not represent us. It's also important to point out that after hearing from the NYPD that they have received several reports of Jewish students being harassed, but none so far of any sort of physical altercation. The concern, though, is that those fears do continue. Back out at this encampment, you can see there's even some flags around the perimeter, some of them with writing. An organizer here telling me that those are the names of dead Palestinians, and it really goes to the message that they're trying to send. But at the same time, this is important to also see because it is a representation of what either may happen or is happening at other major colleges and universities throughout the country, Wolf. Back to you.
All right, Polo, stand by. We'll get back to you. I want to go to Shimon, who's also in New York watching what's going on. What are you seeing, Shimon?
So, Wolf, we're outside the campus. We were in the campus, in the encampment last hour. We've now come outside. And what's important about what's happening out here is most of the people here, Wolf, I want to show you, it's not a very large group, but it's a very loud group. They've been out here for several days as well, and they're here to support the people that are on the inside, which are the students. And what happens is many of the students who are inside come to this gate and stand out here to sort of do a back and forth with them, as you can hear some of the chants. And a lot of the trouble that you have seen has started outside here. Fires burning, some of the interaction and confrontation between the community and some of the people who have been here, including some pro-Israel supporters who've been out here. The other thing I want to show you, Wolf, as we know, the NYPD is outside. I want to show you. This is where they have remained here on the perimeter, keeping an eye on the folks here. They're right now not allowed into the school. The city says that if they're requested by the school, they would allow the NYPD officers to go inside and help in any way that they need. Remember, it was just a few days ago that the school did ask the NYPD to come on campus and to remove the tents, to remove the encampment, resulting in those 100 students and faculty members and other people being arrested. That was a flashpoint in this, certainly. So anything that happens now is going to be something that the university is going to think about very carefully before they decide in allowing the NYPD inside. But the NYPD is out here. The supporters of the students who are on the inside remain out here, and this goes on for hours, well into the night, Wolf. the folks out here standing, chanting, and then you have the students on the inside at these gates.
Shimon, what's been the reaction to that rabbi at Columbia University advising Jewish students, Jewish Columbia University students, to stay home today? It's too dangerous to go back on campus.
So I spoke to some of the Jewish students yesterday. We were inside on campus. Yes, there is concern on their part of what's happening here. They are concerned for their safety, but I also think they all feel that they need to stick together. They need to remain brave to face the adversity and some of the challenges that they're facing on campus. So while some of them, of course, are afraid, they're doing things to minimize their risk. They're getting together, they're staying in groups, and most of them say they plan to remain here for now. A lot of the concern that these students are getting are coming from their parents. Their parents are very worried about them. But for now, the students said, yes, we don't feel entirely safe. This is not what Columbia is. This is not what we came here for. So we are worried for our safety. Some have said that they have been harassed, but they're going to keep coming. They're going to keep coming to campus. It is the first night of Passover, since some of them plan to have a Seder together. And the key for them right now is to stick together in solidarity and also to protect themselves, Wolf.
Yeah, I hope it's going to be safe over there at Columbia University. All right, Shimon, Prokupecz, Polo, Sandoval, to both of you, thank you very, very much, and we'll be right back.